Hi everyone, welcome back to Mr. Organic's channel. Spooky season is upon us and today I'm sharing a recipe for some jack-o'-lantern stuffed bell peppers. First, cook your rice. Take a bag of Mr. Organic's Italian Organic Venere black rice. This is their delicious aromatic medium grain rice which produces a nutty sweet taste. Measure out half a cup of the rice, then transfer that over to a sieve and place it under running water to give it a good rinse through. Then give it a good shake to drain off any excess water. Place the rinsed black rice in a medium-sized saucepan. Sprinkle in a good pinch of salt, then cover the rice with 1.5 cups of boiling vegetable stock. Give it one quick stir, bring it to a boil, then reduce to a simmer and cover with a lid, leaving it to cook for around 30 minutes. Meanwhile, heat 2 tablespoons of Mr. Organic's extra virgin olive oil in a separate larger pan. Then take a white onion, peel it and chop it up finely, and add that into the pan with the oil. Next, peel 3 cloves of garlic and again finely mince those up before adding them into the pan with the onions. Fry the onion and the garlic off together until they begin to soften. Then add in 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, then a teaspoon of onion granules, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of dried oregano, and half a teaspoon of dried chili flakes. Sprinkle in a good pinch of sea salt and give the spices a good stir through the pan to coat the onions and the garlic. Next, add in 2 teaspoons of Mr. Organic's Italian Organic tomato puree and stir that through the pan well to combine everything together. Take a block of extra firm tofu next and just roughly crumble that into the pan. And again, turn it through until it takes on all of the colours and flavours from those spices. After around 30 minutes, check on the rice. It should be cooked perfectly and all of the water evaporated. Give it a good stir through, then turn off the heat and cover again to allow it to steam for a few more minutes. Next, take a can each of Mr. Organic's organic red kidney beans and organic aduki beans. Both of these are one of your 5 a day, and the aduki beans also have a lovely sweet and nutty flavour like the black rice. Drain off the juice from both cans of beans and give them a little rinse in the tins. Then add both cans of beans to the pan and give them a good stir through everything. Take a can of Mr. Organic's Italian Organic chopped tomatoes and pour that into the pan next. Then season again with another good pinch of sea salt and a good crack of black pepper and give everything in the pan a good stir to combine. Add in the cooked black rice next and again stir it well through the pan. Then turn off the heat and just set it to the side to cool down slightly. Next, take your orange bell peppers. I had 5 here. These are going to be our mini jack-o'-lanterns, but this rice filling makes enough for 4 to 6 stuffed peppers. First, cut the top off the peppers. This will act as a little lid, just like you would a pumpkin. Cut out the centre and make sure you remove all of the seeds. Then here is where you can get creative by cutting out little faces and expressions on the front side of the peppers. Carefully use a small knife to cut out your shapes. You can come up with all kinds of ideas for this. I gave each pepper a different expression, so in the end they all ended up together looking a little something like this. At this point, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius and transfer the pepper lanterns to a large baking dish, arranging them so that there's space between each one. Drizzle a little of Mr. Organic's extra virgin olive oil over the peppers to help them roast nicely in the oven, and just give them a good rub through the oil to make sure they're all well coated evenly. As a final step, take a jar of Mr. Organic's organic Italian red pepper pesto. This is vegan friendly and made with sweet red peppers for a beautifully rich flavour. Add in half of the jar and just stir that well through the rice. The pepper lanterns are ready to be stuffed at this point. Fill each pepper to the top with the rice and bean mixture. Then you can take the pepper lids and place those on top. To ensure those roast nicely in the oven too, just take a pastry brush and any excess olive oil in the base of the dish and lightly brush that on top to give them a beautiful golden finish. Place the stuffed peppers in the oven to roast for 25 to 30 minutes until they look lovely and roasted and juicy. The skins should have a nice colour to them and they should be slightly caramelised. The peppers are then ready to serve nice and hot, although alternatively they can be eaten chilled too. They work great as a main dish with some sides or as a side dish themselves. Mr. Organic's Italian organic Venere rice works great in these peppers. As I mentioned, it has a lovely nutty taste to it. The texture is slightly chewy, and with the tofu, Mr. Organic's aduki beans and kidney beans, this makes for a really great high protein meal. The Mr. Organic Italian red pepper pesto adds even more flavour to this dish. It's slightly creamy, but it works so well with everything else in the rice mixture. It's also nice to add a little more on top when serving them too. Overall, this is a great autumnal recipe, perfect for Halloween and for little ones to help out and have fun with, especially with the pepper face carvings. And it's a dish that everyone will enjoy.